So, welcome to an upper intermediate lesson, a tough upper intermediate lesson. I like that. We're looking at different structures here, and we're breaking all the rules that I've taught you over the years or that you've learnt over the years. Starting with past habit, we've got the past simple here, just for the basic, I worked in a bank 5 years ago. The reason I put past simple here to show a completed action is just to show how it's different to this I used to do something. When we use past simple, we normally use a time expression. Oh, I worked in a bank 5 years ago. But you don't have to do that. You can use past habit, which is I used to work in a bank. And then you can continue your sentence and say how long you worked there for and how much you enjoyed it or not. So here's the difference between these two. They're very similar. Here's where things get a little bit more strange. Let's start with characteristic behaviour. Sometimes we show characteristic behaviour by using what looks like the future with will, but it's not the future with will. Have a look at the example. She'll go out on a Friday night and won't be back until Sunday. We're showing someone's typical characteristic behaviour by using she plus will. So just get that into your head. This is new for you guys. If we put this into the past, this would become she would go out on Friday night and wouldn't be back until Sunday. And suddenly it becomes nostalgic. Okay? So we use we would go back to your house, or she would go out on a Friday night and wouldn't be back until Sunday, when we're reminiscing about the past. So we put the modal auxiliary verb will into the past, and suddenly we have a different emotion. Maybe we feel nostalgic, sentimental, we're reminiscing, maybe we feel a bit sad. But it's that tapping into that emotion of sweetness or sadness or longing for something, okay? So that's those two there. Over here, as you know, I've always taught, I just said it, I have always taught, I'm using that, adverb of frequency to show you the way I've always taught something. And I'm actually using present perfect when I'm saying it, but in general, when we use an adverb of frequency like always or never, we use present simple or past simple. We can use present perfect if we want to. You're all upper intermediate students, we can play with the language. But we've never played with it like this before. We're using an adverb of frequency, usually one of the extremes, either always or never, with present continuous or past continuous to show annoying habits. So, she is always borrowing my clothes without asking me. This is happening at the moment and it really annoys me. Or a lovely expression we learned on conversation class last week, I don't remember who said it, it really pisses me off. Or, into the past, we're not reminiscing about it because we're not using would, we're using she was always borrowing my clothes without asking me. It used to annoy me. And when I think about it, I get annoyed just by remembering it. So we use present continuous for something that really annoys us now, or past continuous for something that annoyed us in the past. And remember to use the adverb of frequency, one of the two extremes, okay? However, we didn't necessarily, and in fact, one of you did use the other thing that I taught, which we didn't really learn properly, that you can use exactly the same construction, present or past, to show thankfulness, gratitude, or praise for somebody's habits as well. So somebody used it here, look, my best friend Mark is always helping me out. He's always helping me. So you're using the construction but in a very positive way. So you're praising someone for their habit. And so that's what we've learned and practiced today. The ones we've learned but we haven't practiced yet, but I'd like to go into them very briefly, is all about this familiar and unfamiliar situation. If you're not used to something, for example, my personality, I know we were using my personality today. I'm not used to Mike yet, he's a bit weird. So you're not used to me yet, you're not familiar with my behaviour. But slowly, as time goes on, you say, well, you know, I'm getting used to the teacher's strange personality. A situation which is strange but slowly becoming more familiar as you get to know that teacher. Me. Okay. And finally, final sentence. He's weird, but I'm used to him now. I'm familiar with that behaviour. I'm familiar with him. Okay? So we haven't really practiced that yet, but I thought I'd put it into the video just so that when we do come back to it next week or the week after, we'll slowly get used to it. Yeah? So we're going to be getting used to all of this new tense structure. Okay? We're going to slowly get used to it. And hopefully next week you'll say, well, I'm getting used to it now. And then in a couple of weeks you say, oh, I'm used to that now, I understand it. Okay, we can use will for characteristic behaviour. We can use would for nostalgia, sweet, sentimental, sad. We can use the present continuous or past continuous for something that's annoying or something we really want to show gratitude for. That's what I'm hoping you're going to say to me in the next 2 weeks. Okay?